So Denise took her in and also like said, you know, we'll put her on antibiotics. They're not even sure she has distemper, and they'll do this blood test, but it has to be after 4 weeks of vaccination. So I had to wait like another week. And anyways, through this time though, I'm like, you know, playing with her and like starting to like give her treats and getting her to eat, which by the way was the hardest thing ever, because when I first got her, like she would not eat. And then I tried making her, like, I boiled chicken, I boiled liver, turkey, everything. Like, the girl did not want to eat. Mashed potatoes, like, I cooked up a storm. Finally, she discovered salmon, so she started eating salmon, which is fine. And then she got hooked on cottage cheese. And then my neighbor Asaf was like trying out different foods for her and also helped her find like some canned food. So for a little bit, I got her eating dog food. So I was really excited. She was doing really, really good. And then this past week, about Thursday, she like broke out in a fever, like a really bad fever. And she got kennel cough, and she just all of a sudden like deteriorated, and I got really, really, really stressed out about it, because she was doing so good. I was really excited. She was becoming like a dog, and she got really attached to my parents, and she's very attached to my sister, and so I got really concerned. I'm becoming like paranoid, and she like wasn't eating anything. So I took her back to the vet, and she was on like really crazy like medication to get rid of the fever. And I felt so bad for her because, you know, I'm like constantly giving her medication and like eye drops and all these things. And so she's like already running away from me. Like she's so scared of everything. I feel so bad. But the vet told me it's okay. The fever is going to break. She'll be okay. You have to stay positive. So I brought her back home. But what happened was like she got very weak because of that. And so I stopped really walking her. And also she tested positive for distemper. So I have to be careful about bringing her around other dogs, and, you know, cause I have to be a responsible owner, and it's hard. Like she wants to be outside. She wants to be around dogs, and I like, you know, can't let her. So that's also like bad for her mood. So anyways, the fever broke, and her breathing also had gotten really bad. So she was on a new antibiotic, for her respiratory issues. So that's a good thing. And then she started eating again. She started eating the salmon and the cottage cheese again. And I brought her back to the vet on Sunday to get her like checkup to make sure everything's okay. I bring her back home, and all of a sudden, like something happened to her eyes. I looked at her and I was like, what is going on? She looks like she was like, all of a sudden her third eyelid, like from inside, was like coming up, and she has like these big, beautiful blue, sea blue eyes, and they were just becoming like covered, like hazy and like black. Like her pupils were so dilated, and I freaked out, and I was trying to also walk her. Oh no, that's the next. Okay, so then I called the vet immediately. I'm like, something's wrong with her eyes. I don't know what happened. So I bring her right away to the vet, and they gave me new eye drops, and it turns out she got uveitis, and I'm freaking out because like I'm only seeing like. But one thing started getting better. Her nose, like all the discharge that was coming out of her nose is starting to clear up. And then now all of a sudden her eyes, like what's going on? Like when is she gonna get better? And so the vet told me it's fine, use these eye drops, it's reversible. Fine, so I bring her back home, and the next day, yesterday, I take her outside walking, and she's so good in the morning. Her tail's like all the way up, like it's usually pretty down, and now it's like this, you know, like a husky. It was so cute, I love it. Anyways, I'm walking her, and all of a sudden on the way back, she like lost her balance, and I was like, oh my God, is she getting neurological signs? I really freaked out. I was like, this is like, I got so nervous, like for everything, like all, you know, she was doing so good, and then she can't even walk. And then when I brought her inside the house, she like walked head first into my table, like she didn't even see it. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know if she's blind, whatever happened. So I sent videos to the vet, and the vet said they can't tell if it's neurological signs, because it also could be that she's really, really weak because she hasn't been walking. I was exercising her a lot before, and because she got sick again, I like, you know, she needs to rest, and she doesn't eat a lot of food. She's only, I had gotten her up to 13.8 kilos, so she almost gained 2 kilos with me, and then she went back down 500 grams. Now she weighs about like 13 kilos, and it's like, she's so malnourished. So they said that like, you know, her muscles are really weak and she's not strong. So it could just be that like she got weak when she was walking. So that made me feel better that like, as long as it's not a neurological sign, like I could be hopeful. Come, go inside. Go inside. Go. Come, Nina. You want some water? Come. Good girl. Want to go into bed?